Hello, hi everyone. Welcome to the first ever workshop for JPEG DAO. We are super excited to have everyone join us today and I hope this workshop will give you an understanding of NFTs and the JPEG DAO. My name is Raymond and I hail from a small country in Europe called Ireland. I am the project advisor for the JPEG DAO workshop and I'm announcing the beginning of the JPEG workshop right now. I've been interested in crypto for several years, and this led me to finding about NFTs, non-fungible tokens, which in turn brought me to JPEG DAO in October 2021. I'm a member of the Innovation and Philanthropy Committee on the JPEG DAO, which I'll speak to you more later on. Let's welcome the show host and also mentor for today's show, Noah. Hand it over to you.
Hello, I'm Gnaw. I'm the creator and founder of the NFT project GnawBears, which is a collection of 9,999 procedurally generated pixel-based bears, depicting a character known as Gnaw the Bear throughout the space-time continuum. I launched my project on December 1st, 2021, and since then have amassed over 800 Twitter followers, and our community is very strong. I was a digital artist doing freelance work in my hometown, and my life changed entirely when I came to Stellar and started minting on Litemint. You may ask, why do we need a workshop, or why would an artist even mint his artwork? I believe NFTs, the communities that can be built from them, and the utility behind the art can really change an artist's world. A total night and day difference from being unseen in this oversaturated world of art to seeing a glimpse of promise through a successful NFT collection. I will be hosting these workshops as well as having a workshop of my own where I will hopefully guide you in the direction of understanding more about NFTs, potentially allowing you to create a successful collection of your own someday. A little bit about me. I'm a self-taught artist. I've been drawing since I was 4. I've learned how to draw from tracing Dragon Ball Z coloring books, playing video games, and drawing were my escape. I played games like World of Warcraft and popular RPG games for forever. I continued to draw and create and play in my own worlds for quite some time until I was a young adult and started taking drawing a lot more serious. I bought a drawing tablet. I decided I was going to draw every day for as long as I could, and I went for 6+ years for drawing every single day. I believe that art and the expression of yourself is always super important. This first workshop will be an introduction into the JPEG DAO and the workshop series in general. I have a ton of art that I've been waiting to show the world. And when I minted on Litemint, while I was just a digital artist, I had worked on pixel-based MMORPG and ended up using a lot of like the ideas and stuff I had for that for my own collection. So I'm hoping that when it comes time for me to share my own processes that we're able to touch on some of that stuff. So that's a little bit about myself and an intro to this workshop.
Thanks for that amazing self-intro now.
No
Let's
problem.
just take a quick recap of our NFTs for people who don't know exactly what it is. An NFT is a non-fungible token, which basically means that one-of-a-kind digital asset that can be bought and sold. It can be a picture, unique piece of music, a 3D model, or whatnot. NFTs have been around since 2014, but 2021 was the first year that this technology broke into mainstream. So, Noah, have you anything you want to say add about that?
Yeah. I mean, if this workshop's about, what NFTs are and, one of the main things that I realized about NFTs in the very, very beginning was, it's not so much about like what the art is. Like it could be, very simple pixel images. Because, when I first discovered NFTs, a lot of the first collections were those crypto punks and stuff where it was just like a, very simple pixel character, very square with a neck and, maybe the top of a shoulder or something. And I started like asking myself questions like why are these NFTs selling for so much, and like how is this possible? Like this art isn't like groundbreaking, or like in my head as an artist or digital artist, your art had to be like on point, like it had to be like 110% all the time. and for artwork that, in my opinion, wasn't like up to par to like my current standards or anything like that, I decided that you know, it was just, it wasn't really so much about the art anymore. So it was more so about the utility and all that behind what the art did.
Sounds good. So just a quick introduction, from people aren't familiar what a DAO is. So a DAO is a distributed autonomous organization and aspires to manage all decisions through automated processes and votes recorded on a public blockchain. The JPEG DAO mission is to provide our members with an amazing NFT experience. With that in mind and achieve our goals, a number of committees were set up, including art, marketing, treasury, innovation, and most recently, philanthropy. JPEG DAO have over 500 members on Discord, so please come and join us and have a look at the different channels and jump into one that may be of interest to you.
Yeah, you definitely want to stop by the JPEG DAO Discord to get yourself integrated into like how everything goes on in the DAO. I'd say as somebody that recently came into the DAO, my experience was when you land, you just consumed instantly, like in whatever direction you announce that your abilities fall into. Like if you're more of a like a technical person, or if you're an artist, you'll just get consumed in that direction and like pulled like by many hands, like, oh, come this way. And then, you know, like you just find yourself being integrated into the Discord really quickly. I find that it's one of the more interesting communities to integrate with, because it happens so fast. It's very fast paced and consuming. I very much so recommend you joining the Discord or checking out the website, 100% jpegdao.com.
Yeah, so next thing, I suppose, JPEG DAO just has also the JPEG DAO focuses on providing premium quality NFTs to its members, but that's not all. For example, JPEG DAO has recently started working to empower artists in Africa. There are some amazing artists and creative minds, but there needs support from whoever can, and the committees from JPEG have taken the role to execute this task. This JPEG workshop is an example of JPEG giving back to the community to help artists to start their NFT journey by mentoring them how to and what to do with their amazing creative skills. We welcome everyone to stay with us, learn and share more, and build an awesome community of artists and creators. This is just a first step on the process.
Can we talk more about the philanthropy side yet in this workshop, or anything about that?
Yeah, so there's two committees that I member. So philanthropy is a good. So we set up that committee about maybe 2 months ago, and on that committee we have CEOs, we have people heavily involved in parks, and we are trying to work with organizations and companies and individuals to help them make their lives better, get involved with art, explain what NFTs are. Like, for example, we recently purchased a number of phones where we've sent to Africa so they can, smartphones, so they can start working on taking pictures, uploading them to the server, and start using them eventually on Litemint to eventually make money from them. So that's one area. We've also, before Christmas, gave a donation to a company where they'll be planting over 5,000 trees in a country in Africa. So that's really exciting. We're looking all the time, trying to expand it. We have a budget, and we want to start working with these communities and help them prosper where possible.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here with the JPEG DAO, especially with like how many different projects come into the DAO and get integrated. I know that there's a lot of the community members that like root and stem in several projects, and Stellar kind of like also are integrated into the JPEG DAO. So it's not really like um and so it's hard to describe really, because it's like you have so much power um, that presents itself, and a lot of people just Beagle put it in words once and said that it's a lot of people looking for purpose or something to do, and
Yeah.
just like a lot of like so one of the things that I found a lot of interest in was the philanthropy side, how we would affect people's lives, with NFTs and through art. Because as a digital artist, when I sat and thought, like how can I expand where I'm currently at as a digital artist? NFTs was an obvious. I needed to look in that direction. I'm glad I did. But another one was, an idea or principle that I wanted to have in my art was, being able to like affect people's lives, or like change someone's life, or make a difference, is really what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. So it's amazing that the JPEG DAO was able to you know find several projects where that's a key initiative, is to help change the world, and that makes everybody succeed, in my opinion. So
Yeah, that's what we are trying to do in the philanthropy committee. We are trying to improve people's lives, but we're also a part of it. People might not be aware of it, so a part of the role of philanthropy is trying to mentor people as well. So, for example, that those phones in Africa, we will show those people that we are giving those phones how to use a smartphone, how to take pictures, how to mint them, how to put them onto Litemint and try and get money back where they can use it for themselves and their families and so on. So that is a small thing for us, but it's going to make a huge thing for those people in that particular country in Africa. As I said, we are also always on the reach, looking out for new members in the philanthropy committee with new companies and new ideas. So please drop into the philanthropy committee and say hi to me and the team we have.
it's amazing. I find that even with my own art on Litemint too, that like if I see like some of the giveaway NFTs that I do selling for 50, ish XLM, are fairly, smaller amount than what a null bear goes for, and I see that regularly happen. I can see like how many are given to particular people, like some people that have like duplicates, like, and it was explained to me as like, if somebody's selling, an NFT of mine that I gave away for free, like, and making a small income that they could do whatever they need to do with it, that's amazing. Like I love the idea that art could actually like influence and affect people's lives, and I think that's amazing what the JPEG's done with philanthropy and um, the trees project and all of that. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, as I said, we've only been up and running for the 2 months and we've
Yeah,
achieved a lot. So imagine what we'll have in the next 6 to 12 months where we build up our committee. We'll have more ideas coming in and we can expand our promotion to not just Africa, but every country in the world, hopefully, if things go well.
that's great.
And so the second committee I'd like to speak about is I'm also on the innovation committee. So, innovation committee is where we in JPEG DAO are looking for companies to apply for funding. There is a section on a website where there is a questionnaire you can fill out, and if your questionnaire makes it to the next phase and your budget is approved, we will work with you every step of the way to make a successful project. There is a number of projects run at the moment, which hopefully we'll be able to announce later on in this month. But there's 6 members on the innovation committee, and we review your budgets, we review your ideas, and we also appoint an account manager if it's successful. And this account manager is your go-to person between your company and the JPEG DAO, and they will mentor you from every step to final completion. So it's a good committee to be in. We're also looking for members in that. As I say, it's on the landing page on our website. Please come and join us.
Very nicely said. I don't know if I may, but I'd like to touch on the I believe the innovation committee was responsible for having given a grant for my own project, and it's just amazing because I can speak on multiple different angles as far as the JPEG DAO goes. Like I feel like as a new fresh blood coming in, like I have a very my own angle, but I also have an angle from like having been given a grant, and I also have an angle from participating in the different like activities that have gone on, and I've just been overall like very satisfied and pleased with the different like faculties. It's really cool how whatever you're interested in, you can find a nook or cranny to get yourself nudged into. It's really interesting how especially with the innovation committee, how you could literally be responsible for a project being able to achieve something they otherwise wouldn't have been able to do, like bridge a gap of some sort or what have you. So I think it's important to have that asset as well.
Yeah, and I suppose the innovation committee, it's not just a large organization or people looking for a big project. We also manage smaller projects as well. For example, individual artists or someone who's a small idea. If it's a good idea, we shall work with them and help them to get this project up and running. So don't be shy. Come and join us. Doesn't matter how big or small the project is. We'd love to hear from you.
100%. And that's also something else that I'd like to note too, is that it was very welcoming, and like the ideas that I had or presented weren't like disrespected in any way. So it was like very, very important to note that too. Like everything was above board, professional, and so if you're a project or someone that's like aspiring to like get something going, I'd honestly, I'd say a good first step is like get something on paper, form some ideas, and get them on paper, get everything organized and ready so that like when you present it, you look professional as well, and you can get your project going and stuff.
Yeah, I suppose the one thing the innovation committee as well is because there's so many members on it, and you might be scared to join in. We appoint an account manager, so that you're dealing with just one person on the JPEG DAO who will have you any queries or concerns. Will try and help you out with them. They'll also report back to the committee if there's any issues or any new ideas. So instead of that company or individual dealing with multiple different people, they have one point of contact, and it seems to be working well at the moment. So that's definitely another plus.
Yeah, 100%. Should we talk more about like how NFTs function or anything, or do you want to touch more on the philanthropy side of things, or what would you like to do with the remainder here? We have should we answer any questions or?
I said maybe Fig can jump in there for a few minutes and introduce himself and so on.
Thank you, Raymond. So, everybody, I'm Fig. I'm a computer janitor, and I've been a part with JPEG DAO since mid-October. And I participated in the marketing and innovation committees ever since. What brought me to the JPEG DAO was the Stellar Network when Litemint was gaining popularity by minting NFTs on Stellar Network with the lowest fees. I've since then purchased and minted my own NFTs since I've gone down this journey. One of the reasons why I chose Stellar was I didn't want to spend the high fees compared to other popular networks, so I decided to give Litemint and Stellar a try. I've minted about 25 NFTs so far as a test and just kind of seeing if I can explore my creativity. And I've also now currently own a little bit over 250 individual NFTs from many of the popular artists from either from direct purchase or from benefits from being a JPEG DAO member.
Cool.
That's amazing. I remember with the JPEG DAO Advent calendar was a really good way to get you know, a lot of those NFTs too, and through the drops that they did every day through that month of December was amazing, especially the very beginning. Um, the very beginning drops with the robot. I thought that was one of the coolest NFTs I'd ever seen when I first came to Litemint.
And just one thing as well, just there's also JPEG. We're setting up a merchandise shop as well, where you can get these hoodies that we're wearing at the moment. So try and reach out and get you some of these as well.
Yeah, I think that's the robot I was talking about. Actually, the one that's on that sweatshirt. I think
that's
really
it.
cool.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, you're both wearing one. Okay, cool. Yeah,
we're both wearing it.
those are awesome. Yeah, I'm jealous. 100% jealous there.
They're very comfortable too, so I wear these all the time.
So, no, do you want to just explain a bit more I suppose, more information about your project while we have a couple of minutes, and then we can go on to questions, I suppose.
Sure. Yeah, 100%. My apologies. I'm just trying to like get a grasp here so we can vibe together. I didn't know if you wanted to answer like questions or anything first, but yeah, I can answer a little bit. Do you want me to talk more about like how NFTs like work, or how I came up with my own designs, or
how NFTs work? Yeah, in general. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So in my opinion, like I said earlier, like if you just have like a picture, it's not going to be as valuable as like a picture that has like a use case or a utility or a function of some sort. So the very first steps that I took was you know, coming up with a character, and I just saw this question: what makes a good NFT? And what makes a good NFT is like the character. In my opinion, it has to be like a solid character. So if you're wondering, like, well, what should it be? An alien? Should it be a bear? Should it be a cat? Should it be a dog? Really, I'd say anything that resonates with you. It could be anything, because you can always do a cat variant, or you could always do like a dog variant, or something, you know, similar to the main character. So I'd say come up with whatever resonates with you, and then once you decide on a character, you want to decide whether or not you want to do like you want to have the feet showing, or if you want to do like just like how I'm presented here within a box and just torso, or you really just need to make those decisions, because based on those decisions, you're going to have to either do like extra shoes or pants. And then if at that point you decide is the pants and the shoes going to be like one piece together, or there's other decisions that need to get made. But I'd say like what really makes a good NFT and getting a collection started is really based on the character. For me, it was like, I don't know, I really like bears. I thought the bears were neat. So I was like, I hadn't seen at the time any bear collections or anything like that. I'd seen cats, I'd seen monkeys. So I wasn't, I'd say if I had a second choice, I'd choose monkeys. But I figured bears was something that I could do. So I chose bears. And then the program that I use is called Sprite. So you really want to break everything down into different layers and groups. And so you draw each item or thing in the collection. I've experimented with different ideas, but you can make the, like when we had the sewerlings, you can make them jiggle as the thing, or you can make the items that they're wearing the thing, or you can do sounds as the thing now because of Litemint. So there's a lot to play around with. But I'd say to answer your question really is like what is an NFT, and what makes a good NFT. It's really like what you bring to the table with those NFTs. And I see there's a question here. Hi, any sources for creating an NFT collection with no coding experience? I'll tell you the honest truth. When I came into this, I didn't have very much coding experience. There's scripts that you can get for Photoshop. There's scripts you can get for Sprite. Basically, they auto shuffle, and they take all the layers of something and then just randomize them. It's a randomizer. And as long as you have something like that to whatever you're doing, you can do it with GIFs, but that would be done manually, and it's just randomizing. So however you can randomize a thing. I had this dream the other day. I was like, the alphabet, the English alphabet is an NFT collection. It really kind of is. It's like very similar things, symbols that comprise a whole idea, and that's really a good way to describe.
Yeah, and just one question for would you have to be a good artist to be good at doing NFTs, or does it help, or is it an advantage being a good artist to generate good NFTs? What's your thoughts on that?
I'd say you need to, like, the best way to describe this is, if there's no respect for the craft, you have no real, I don't know how to really, like, you don't really have like any leverage or ability over anyone else. And that's the thing about art, is like, you want to stand out, right? So if you don't respect the craft and you don't know the nuances, like how colors work, or how form works, or how lines work, or how anything art related, you're just drawing shapes. Like with pixel art, you could take a pen and just make shapes and color them in, but how to make successful pixel art, in my opinion, is how many up, and then to the right of that, how many down, and you make lines that shuffle. Like if you really observe like proper pixel art, it's not just random shapes being scribbled into the pixel square. They're literally like needle point pinpointed into there purposely. So if you don't have a respect or like a general understanding of like how like colors work, or lines, or anything like that, you're gonna have a rough time standing out. I think, and it's possible, because there's children that have come and made NFT collections and been successful. So like, I don't think artistic ability really has anything to do with it. Like, because artistic ability really boils down to like how much time you've spent doing thing. So if you are a child, chances are, unless you've existed before on this earth and come here pre-packaged with more experience than you had accumulated prior to, then chances are, you would, the art wouldn't matter. It's really about what they did and how things vibe together. I think if you're able to like I said, the alphabet is an NFT collection, and that's just, an A is 3, motions. It doesn't take very much to make things vibe together. So if you're able to at least understand how vibes work, and like how things operate with one another, and make a whole, because I mean, we can get deep and philosophical about this. I mean, like, we're all slivers of the whole as well. So like, we're all NFT collections. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm just saying,
true.
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
I and to that, I mean, like, just seeing the evolution of an artist's like abilities as well over time. I think you start to appreciate that as they start making from their genesis, and then they start to kind of play with new ideas, new tools, and find things that work well for them. I think that's a very interesting thing that I've seen. And to that, it's what I like to see, like people exploring and taking risks, right? And these risks is what really determines what you were saying before, like, of your right? If you're going to be a soccer player, you want to be a really good soccer player. If you want to be a coder, you want to be a really good coder. And that's one of the things that I learned being a part of JPEG DAO, was that I wanted to be better and do more. And it got me to a new path in life, to go to school and start learning more coding, so that I can leverage some of my past knowledge to help this organization in whatever capacity I possibly can. But as far as making the art, I made art, and I made the George Washington JPEG. Just gave him a blue mullet. I mean, it was a simple concept, but I was proud of it. It was probably something like you said, a 2-year-old could have done. But to me, that was something that I did, and my art has evolved a little bit, with I find through time. But it's all about just kind of, when you find the inspiration, you go for it, you get it out there, you get your feedback, and someone's going to love your art. Everybody has different tastes. Not everybody's going to have the same taste. So that is when you start to see the different the communities that are following you because they enjoy what you're creating. It's like in past art, it's like Picasso. He was really good making like really classic art and stuff like that. And he took a risk and he started to divert to that type of modernism that was very special. He was the first to do something like that in the past. So that's my understanding of seeing all you guys creating art and evolving little by little. And you've done that now. Like, you started with theirs, and then you started coming out with other art that you made that you're really good at. And I appreciated that. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. Whether it was like the Zodiac ones that you made to the Drudge, I think it's called. That was sick, man. I really like that one.
Hey, thanks. I really appreciate what you said, especially about the pieces and the evolution and stuff, because that's crucial to like an artist's journey. And you don't really have criticism as you progress through this plane either. There was a comment earlier. Can someone mute their mic? That's background interference from where he's at. That's my mic's muted. But there's a few questions here that I wanted to touch on before we lose track of them. One person, here we go, Colette Freiberg asks here, what is a low-cost computer iPad app or program to get started where NFT would come out sharp enough to mint and able to be uploaded to Litemint? I'll touch on this real fast. So when you use a program like Photoshop, you can program or put in the numbers, parameters for the resolution that it's set to. My best opinion is your width and height should be set to pixels, and you set them in the 1,000. So 1,000 by 1,000, 2,000 by 2,000, 3,000 by 3,000, and you put the resolution pixels per, I think it's PPI, pixels per inch. I put that at 300. And when you use something like this, I bought one of these for, I think it was like 800, 750, something like that. It's a Wacom Cintiq 16 drawing tablet. It's I believe the resolution is acceptable. It's nothing too like chunky, or it's fairly slim, but it hooks up to a cable to your computer's graphics card driver so that it represents itself as a display. Otherwise, you're looking to get an iPad or something similar so that you can do it from the comfort of your lap. But what I'm saying is if you're using a desktop setup already, you might as well invest in something like this because it just holds up better. It's not going to fall on the floor or something when you get up from, I always feel like that kind of stuff breaks way easier. But this was one of the best investments I ever made, and I pay for a monthly Photoshop membership. I'm not crazy about the monthly Photoshop membership, but Photoshop's easy to use. Really, you just need to know how to use the brush, erase, layers, and you're good to go. Just know how your brushes work, and you're really good to go. I was hoping to touch on stuff like that when I did my own workshop, but we have another question here. I'm a painter and have a collection of art. Could I change the collection into NFTs? Honestly, anything can be an NFT. I made a tweet NFT. I made a game of chess NFT. There's a lot of different things you can do with NFTs. You can make the cover image of the NFT something completely different and make each NFT a sound. You could burp into a phone microphone and make those NFTs. You could literally do anything with NFTs. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you want to do a collection with paint, what my best suggestion would be, I'm so sorry about the background noise, everyone, but you take a picture nicely with a camera and then edit it in Photoshop. Use the same parameters per picture on Photoshop so that they all have the same. If you put like one filter over one, you make the filter the entire. Procreate is also great, as that comment mentions as well. I'm just not familiar with it, so I'm not going to endorse it, but I endorse Photoshop 100%. Aside from the membership fee, I'm very comfortable. I always suggest just Photoshop. I think there was one more question here.
And I think too that if you're a student, I think you get a discount for the Photoshop, right?
There's Photoshop CS3, which is free on their website. But I use the updated, like the higher quality one, just because I like the resolution that it provides with the art. So if you're going after quality art, that's what we're talking about. And with Procreate, I can't guarantee that you're going to be able to achieve that same resolution. But if you go into Litemint and you look at one of my hand-drawn images, and what you can do is you can click on it and you can zoom in with your mouse wheel, this thing right here. You zoom in and you can literally get inside of the drawing. And that resolution is only achievable through, like I said before, the 300 PPI. It's 300 pixels per inch, or however that works. I'm not entirely sure how the math or whatever it does, but it just makes it so when you zoom in, it's like vectorized. So if you want to be able to put it on anything, like a t-shirt, pair of socks, fanny pack, backpack, it's like a sticker. Like the quality can be expanded or shrunk to any resolution and still maintain quality. That's what you're after. You want to be able to take your NFT and make a huge banner that you can put behind you. You can do that as well. So how to work from iPhone? I couldn't tell you. I mean, unless you're using, because Photoshop's on the phone, you can make NFT collections with a stylus on your phone if that's what it boiled down to. But as far as like minting and stuff, you would need a computer. So I don't know how you would work from your iPhone. So Photoshop is the best program to use to create NFTs. And that's not what I'm saying. If your goal is quality resolution, digital art, like hand drawn stuff that I've done, that's done through Photoshop and through the brushes that I use there. I'm sorry, I just got a message here. But you get you understand Photoshop is done for digital hand drawn stuff. Sprite, ASEPRITE, is used for pixel art for what I do, and you can do animation with Sprite. You can do sprite sheets like they do in old school video games, so you can make things move. Like if you gave it to a game developer, they could take that sheet and they could say, okay, this is the movement sprite sheet, and then there's the walking animation sprite sheet and stuff like that. I just got a request here. How does staking NFTs work? Only certain collections offer this. Why? Thanks. I don't know if that's referring to the liquidity pools that are made for some NFTs. This question also says, I have a Samsung tablet with a Wii Pen and Artrage. Would that work? Samsung tablet should work as long as there's a stylus and it can connect to like Photoshop or a similar program like Sprite. Because this drawing tablet isn't a tablet like an iPad. It connects with a cord. It connects with this cord here that's hooked up to my graphics card into the back here. And when I plug it in, it serves as a monitor that just allows me to touch input with my stylus here onto the screen. That's this screen that's in front of me. So it basically just serves as a secondary monitor that you can touch, basically. So Photoshop is the best program to create, to use. And we touched on that. And then the iPhone. Nope. So, answered some questions. We're going on 38 minutes here. Do you guys want to touch on anything else before we close out? Or
just a question, maybe both Fig and I might be able to answer. Where do you think NFTs will be in, say, 2 or 3 years' time? What do you think? Will more people know about it? What are your thoughts on the future of NFTs?
Oh man, I'd say it's only a matter of time before NFTs become like super duper popular, like a way of life almost. I can tell you this is a fact.
Mainstream, I suppose.
I can tell you this a fact because I just saw a meme yesterday. Would you rather have NFT son or astrology daughter? And I thought that was funny because anything people make fun of or joke around about in that way is always something that is going to be something. They always do it. It's humor. It's like they make these slick little memes about it, and then it ends up being something that is actually reality. There is what other way is there to digest digital content, interact with digital content? What other way is there where you can package things that people have said that they've done? I could mint the last conversation I've ever had with my father. You know what I mean? You can, and that's on the blockchain forever. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Is it just people have to be educated? How do more people become aware of it? Is it advertising, marketing, or how do you reckon it will reach out to the masses of people?
I think it just takes a few projects just bashing their head into the wall, and one of them just has to get seen by the outside eye. And then once that happens, once a project gets seen by the outside eye, and it becomes like oh wow, did you see this project? And like everybody starts talking about it in real life. Like, have you ever had a conversation with somebody in real life about Stellar yet?
No.
When that happens, you'll know it's time. That's what I'm saying. When you have a conversation about GnawBears with somebody in real life, or Stellar with somebody in real life, or the JPEG DAO with somebody in real life, for that example, like you that's when it happens, because once people start talking about it, they that's it's game over. It spreads like wildfire. There's a question here I just want to touch on real fast. What is your tablet and rough price? It is called the Wacom. It's spelled WACOM. It's called the Cintiq. It's spelled CINTIQ, and then it's 16. So Wacom Cintiq 16. That's the best one I'd advise for the price point. I did some research. It was either that or the iPad. If you have the extra, I think it was like $500, get the iPad. 100%, I would have done it in retrospect. But if you only have like $800 to like put towards something to really upgrade your art game, that's it right there. I'm telling you, 100%. I've had it for years, no problems. The only thing that I've had to do is contact Wacom over the phone and say, hey, what's this cord called that I showed you just a few seconds ago? And they sent me one for free. Great customer service, great product, great everything. I totally recommend them. So that's congratulations on selling your first NFT, Lux. That's great. Feels good to do that. So it's a really good feeling. Yeah, thank you for typing that chat. That's exactly how you spell it. Thank you.
Raymond, I wanted to touch base on the question earlier about the mainstream adoption. I mean, we're starting to see it, right? Like Twitch is going to be offering like NFTs to be dropped to streamers and viewers and such. And I've been a big game life. I can see games like FIFA, for example, where it's like pay to play, you're buying packs, and you're getting these digital cards that are within the game to be able to utilize these players in game. You're starting to see with Call of Duty, right? Like you're getting skins, you're getting creative, you're pretty much personalizing your profile, your character, your weapons. It's starting to kind of grasp the concept. It's just how does it evolve from where it is now to the next step. And I think that's when you see, like, to Noah's point, that these big players start to really make it more mainstream. We'll start to see like more chatter about it, and amongst more people that are in tech or in gaming, and it's going to start to fuse over time.
Yeah, because as I say, going back to my first point in this workshop, NFTs have been around since 2014, but it's only really in the last, as I can see, in the last 12 months to 18 months, people are starting to become aware of it.
Yeah, I actually own a few rare Pepes, which I believe were the first NFTs created on Bitcoin, and I didn't purchase them. A friend gave them to me because I gave him a membership to the JPEG DAO, back in October, and then he gave me rare Pepes as a thank you because he was excited to be a part of this organization as a member, and it's kind of like we traded in a sense. So it was great because I wouldn't have been able to own these unless I bought them from the second market, and he bought these because he saw it as a big thing back then, and now he's seeing the trend is starting to move the way he anticipated it.
Burger King had an NFT ad, and that's when I knew it was game over.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Burger King. I saw it like when I first started my project. I was like, if I don't do this now, it's never, because Burger King literally had an NFT. It was little burger NFT. It was like a little pixel burger character, and I remember seeing there was a donut one too, I think. But It was just this flashing character, and it was like something Burger King crypto NFT project or something like that. It's like that artist is probably making so much money he can't even think straight. Like it's like that's to be paired with Burger King is insane. Like just to have that kind of deal or something worked out as a pixel artist, I thought that was insane.
As long as it's not the creepy king that just shows up in your bedroom in the middle of the night, you know?
Yeah, no, it was like this burger with eyes. It was like if you can imagine, just a burger patty with the buns and then a pair of eyes at the top, and it had a crown. I believe that's what the character was.
So just to cut across you, so I see the time is around 45 minutes. I suppose I just want to recap there for maybe 1 or 2 minutes from my side of things there. So I'm glad everyone's joined. We have a huge amount of people with comments. Thank you very much for the comments. I hope I've given you a small bit of an understanding regarding JPEG, NFTs, what I work on the Innovation Committee and the Philanthropy Committee. Noah, Fig, have you anything else to say before we wrap it up?
Just make sure you're following JPEG DAO on Twitter. Make sure you hop in the Discord and get yourself integrated. Check out the website. Fig's done an excellent job, and many other members of the DAO, and making that just really nice to look at. Other than that, I think there's a few auctions or something I saw that the JPEG DAO on Litemint is having right now. You might want to check them out. Be some good art. Check out the live auctions and fresh mints on Litemint frequently, because that's how you get yourself some cool art. A lot of people don't know that. That'll tell you what's,
especially when you come in early. Now is the time to start buying them.
They're organized in which one is about to end. So if you want to snipe, that's how you do it. So, but yeah, other than that, follow JPEG DAO on everything, and thank you for everybody for attending and being here and showing support and stuff. And we'll touch on how to do the auctions and stuff probably during my workshop. So.
Yeah, so it's awesome. Fig, do you want to say anything just before we wrap up?
Yeah, I know. Thank you. I know my mic is probably bad. I'm going to get a new one so everybody can hear me better. But all I have to say is take risks, be creative, find yourself, follow your dreams. The community at JPEG DAO is there to help, ask questions, reach out. If you want to DM me and you just kind of want to know how to get navigated, I'll give you a hand. But for the most part, we're all here to pretty much help each other and build a proper foundation so that we can all grow together.
Yeah, that is true. We are here to help everyone else out. We're very approachable. Come if you have any questions, just come approach us. All the different channels between marketing, treasury, philanthropy, innovation. There's loads of different committees, so definitely come and explore and join which ones of it are interest to you. We'd be happy to have you.
Yeah, totally. I think that about does it. Thanks, everybody.
And we need devs. So if you're a dev and you want to help out, come on board.
That was beautifully said too, Fig. Beautifully said. Yeah, and devs.
Definitely does. Okay, that's it. I'd say it, guys.
Yep, sounds good. Take care, everybody.
Okay, thanks for joining. Bye now.
Have a stellar day.
Bye.